Wilfred here, and today I have a very special video. I am joined by Thought Dog, and together we are going to share our thoughts on the joys and struggles of solo backpacking. Today's video, I'm going to break it down to 5 easy parts of solo backpacking, what I've learned, what I've experienced, what I've gone through in the last few years that I've backpacked, and what has helped me throughout my 180-day journey that I'm taking across America. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with a controversial first. This is going to be a high for me, maybe a low for you, depending on how your outlook is on life and minimalism in general. Minimalism for me is a high. I really enjoy just keeping the things that I deem are absolutely important and essential and necessary to me. It helps declutter my life and keep me relatively organized for the most part. I have with me today, in addition to Thought Dog, my very first travel bag. I carry this bag with me pretty much every trip that I've ever been on. My first international trip to South Africa was in this bag right here. I wore it as a handle bag at the time, and now I do it properly and backpack it everywhere that I've gone. On a daily basis, I just carry my hygiene gear, a few sets of clothes, undies of course, technology, and my sleeping system. Okay, so our next item on the list is going to be quiet. I'm going to put quiet in a low/high. When you're solo backpacking, there are going to be times when it is just you and your thoughts, or your thought dog, just the two of you, balancing and going through life together. And that can sometimes be a little bit daunting depending on the day. I know there are times when I want to escape my thoughts, in a book or a podcast or music. But it's in those moments where I'm able to refocus and make sure that I'm on the path that feels most honest for me, and that has helped me greatly. It's my motivating factor for moving and for movement. The next item on our list is a struggle of solo backpacking, and that is going to be feeling helpless. Most recently, I was in New Orleans, and I had the opportunity to travel to this beautiful city and experience Mardi Gras. New Orleans is absolutely wonderful, but it is also filled with crime and rain. There are many rainy days. For the week that I was going, however, there were mostly clear skies, but there was one day I did not expect. I was hoping for tropical rain, and what I got instead was a downpour. I set up my tent, ready to go to bed around midnight. I'm pitching my tent, and I'm getting ready to go to sleep, and there's just a little bit of a drizzle. I'm thinking to myself, okay, it's not too bad. Like, I can get through this, a little bit of drizzle, it's annoying, but it'll be fine. About an hour later, the wind is blowing so hard, the stakes from my tent begin undoing themselves, and I am completely drenched, soaked. My things are wet. My computer is it was a very unfortunate time. I knew I had to get my things and seek shelter elsewhere, which is what I did. Found a porta potty a few hundred yards to my left. I spent the remaining 2 hours of that night in the porta potty. Moments like that make you want to reevaluate your life decisions. However, I knew that if I made it to the morning, that things would be okay. And it's just a matter of just pushing through those times. There are so many times when I'm feeling helpless, and that just increases my capacity for gratitude, kindness in strangers, kindness of others, and it unearths me in a way that forces me to open my hands to kindness and joy, to receiving it and giving it back to people. So it's so important to practice gratitude, especially when you're on this journey, because nothing is guaranteed, especially when you're doing it with little resources. Being grateful, practicing gratitude, and opening your arms to the world and to people is one of the best joys of this experience. Which brings me to my last point, and that is people meeting. I have met so many people along my solo backpacking journey. When you are solo backpacking, it forces you to have conversations with people other than yourself and your mind and your thought dog. It forces you to interact, no matter how introverted you are. I think there are times, even within myself, where I have to meet people, and it's such a rich experience interacting with the locals. There are itineraries online, thousands, millions of them, and a lot of times they give you the touristy thing to do, but it is such a more enriching experience to live like a local, to meet and interact with the locals. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. It's been a joy recording with you. If you enjoy videos like this one, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will continue making them for you and sharing some of the highs and lows of my solo backpacking journey. I can't wait to see you in the next destination. Talk to you all soon.